have an appointment with Kanaka, that's it.
Inside this body. Which is giving, and without that you would not be here. So who are you truly? That's the question.
Very good question. Very good question. We're with Pisangila.
Yes.
So I think this is
There we
this
go.
is going to be our first conversation longer than 5 minutes, probably.
I don't know. I think we had a longer conversation. 7 minutes.
7 minutes, yeah. So hopefully we're gonna beat that record. And I haven't even told you what we're doing, no? You don't know what this is all about.
No, I don't know.
You haven't subscribed to the channel?
I haven't subscribed. Oh, I've only seen the thumbnail.
Okay, so this is Walk the Talk, and we are trying to have conversations with people that are walking the talk, that have dedicated their life to walking a path or doing something that will help them change, transform, or have a positive impact. And the ashram is the perfect place to find this type of people.
Yeah.
And you, as you see from the color, you have become one of them because you're a monk. So you engaged in something, and I'm really curious of many things. First of all, what does your name mean? What's your position here in the Seva? And most importantly, how did you ended up walking this path? And I'm gonna do something now because, can you hold this please?
I can.
While you talk, I'm gonna do something extra so you talk with the camera.
So quickly, Pisangila Dasi is one of the names of Mahalakshmi. Has various significances, meanings. And one of them is reddish.
Reddish as in the color red,
Yes.
but you're yellow.
Yes.
So what does that mean?
I usually say after arati, I become red in my face.
Oh, okay.
When
from the fire.
When it's heated up. Ooh, cool.
This will give us a wider perspective, so we...
Wider perspective.
Yeah, it's a
let's see this.
metaphor, basically. Technology helps us.
I actually want to say, to walk the talk, I discover more and more that I actually don't walk the talk that much. So I don't have that much to say.
Okay, we try to walk the talk because in all honest respects, I don't know people who walk the talk except Guruji. He walks the talk
Yes, he walks the talk.
because he is the path.
Yeah.
So he can walk
Yeah.
the talk, but we are striving to become better at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
How did
exactly.
you ended up
So
walking on this path?
it's actually mainly due to certain emotions I felt. I felt some emotions when I was reading a book of Guruji, Srimad Bhagavatam, I think the introduction, and I started to cry. And I was really thinking...
But you knew Guruji before?
I did not.
You found the book?
No. A couple of weeks before, I met a devotee. But back then he was a follower.
Okay.
But he was really doing the daily course of a devotee.
Okay.
That means japam, that kind of stuff. So I met him and I was intrigued by him.
Okay.
Before I was not that fond of gurus, India. Yeah, whatever, they have their own style. I have my style. My style was Zen Buddhism, Taoism, and endurance, actually, knowing that I knew God exists, but for me it was in the wind. It was formless, so to say. But that was also my only... It was not really... You could not grasp it. I could not grasp it. That was where I was.
I feel it because I was in the same... Before meeting Guruji, that was my perception also. I was into Tao Te Ching.
Yeah.
I loved it. I could read it all day. I would listen to that audiobook, Stephen Mitchell. recording that was it's beautiful. It's an amazing book. But yeah, it was formless.
Yeah, it was formless.
And what changed? Now it is nothing.
And you know, I was also thinking, for example, there was this guy, my former boyfriend. He was actually came with this book from Yogananda, and he said, "Look this book." And I was like, "Yeah, nice, all those cities, but how do you use it in your normal life? Like, how do you improve your life with this?" Of course, I didn't know anything about it. I was just very prejudiced. Yeah.
How do you improve your life with the power of levitating, or what does it help me if I can teleport myself?
Yeah.
If I can see into the future.
And I was also in this group of Zen Buddhist young people, and there was, yeah, and then there was this one woman, and she said, "I'm going to live in a monastery. I'm going to become a nun." I was
what
like,
she said.
yes, and that's what she did. But I was like, yes, but our duty is to live in this normal world. Like, how can you run away from? How can you ever run away from?
You felt
life?
that your duty is to live in the normal world. Or why did you say that?
Yeah, because I was there.
Uh-huh.
I was there. I was in a normal world, and I really felt like, how can you run away from this? From challenges you experience now. So that was my very restricted opinion about it all.
And she went?
I think so, yes. She shaved her head.
Oh, she went into the monastery like proper Zen Buddhist.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, but now I also have a different.
And you ended up in an
view on
ashram, a Hindu ashram.
Right, and I ended up in a Hindu ashram following a guru. Yeah.
And how is this perceived in the Zen? What are we doing here, man?
I don't
We
know.
chose this perfect path.
I
Let's
did
go
not
this way.
choose anything, but we
Yeah,
just
sure.
went natural, I think.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, let's
fine,
go.
we can go like
Let's
this.
go this way. I haven't been there here in a while.
Me also not. Okay. Yeah.
So you started, but this is not the beginning. So you didn't start with the Zen Buddhism,
Like
or
the
it
beginning,
started
beginning.
like this.
I
Yeah,
think
like-
it did, because my mom, she used to bring me to these Zen meditation evenings in which we sat 3 times in silence for 25 minutes.
Zazen.
Zazen, exactly. And for me that was horrible, but I went because I guess this was the way to find peace or something. I don't know why I went, but I went. And I remember me telling to my mom, "Mom, my thoughts are so annoying. Why do I have so many thoughts?"
It's a good practice to understand the noise in your head.
Yeah,
Zazen, it's good for this.
yeah.
I don't know what's the end of it.
Then
Yes.
of what?
Well, what's the purpose at the end? What do you reach? Because I studied and I practiced a while, but it leads to nothing at the end, you know? I mean, it's the purpose is to merge with the formless somehow, to understand that you are one with everything, but this everything is not quite everything, because it's nothing. So it's a little bit weird in this aspect. It's comforting if you want to get away from the noise. I think it's super comforting.
For me, it was never like silent and relaxing. Like for me, it was always actually very confrontating. There was never really, I could not really find peace.
It's not working. Zen
No, it was not working. But I thought this is the best what there is. So I did it.
Yeah, you started walking the path.
Yeah,
At least. You started searching, which is amazing.
yeah,
And it's the first step that is really good. Zen is really good for this. But
Yeah.
I think you have to go further, and yeah.
And then I've met this follower, and I was so intrigued by him. And it happened to be that I was traveling, and he invited me to stay a couple of days in his home. And in that time, he introduced me to japa. We did this, he gave me a mala, and we had this recording from Guruji with Om Namo Narayana.
That's the mantra.
Yes. And so we did one round, and I was like, whoa, I'm so calm. This is interesting. I'm so calm. This is strange, but so calm.
Only 10 minutes, and it works better than Zazen for 45 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, so this was really the beginning.
And then you started reading the book.
I started reading the book from Guruji, and also, what happened? Oh yeah, we also did an online darshan when I was with him. And I was like, oh, it's just an online darshan, you know, just online, nothing important. So I was
Zoom
like...
is not important yet.
No, I mean, I didn't consider it as, I didn't understand what it was, but I just went with it, so to say. I just went with him, and I sat next beside him, and I started to cry. And it was like, these emotions, I could not really place these emotions, like, or understand these emotions, but they did tell me this is something interesting. This is something where I should go, because there's something to discover. So actually, these strange emotions, so to say, really showed me the way that there's more to discover, that this is the right thing to do. Yeah.
You felt it somehow. Guruji talks about this, that it's a feeling that you have, and how important feeling is, and somehow the rational mind tends to discredit the feeling like being something not worth looking at, because it's these emotions, you cannot trust them at the end of the day. But it's not. Emotions are the effect, the result of the feeling you have in your heart.
Yeah.
It's like you. Yeah, it's super nice that you had basically, after practicing detachment from the mind and the feelings, basically, because this is Zen, it cuts you off from the feeling.
I don't know. I did not consider myself such a good Zen student, but it
you were
did prepare
still
something.
walking that path of some sort. You were just
Yeah.
you were immersed in that type of thinking and that philosophy.
And I also have to say, before coming to Guruji, I had two teachers. When I look now, they were really my gurus, avant la lettre, so to say. And I went with them through a tough time, because they showed me where were my weak points and how I can be. When I looked at them, I really thought, wow, their way of living is so different. It's so genuine. They were so authentic. And they have also been showing me a lot. Yeah.
They showed you the way, the first steps.
Yes.
Nice.
Exactly. Knowing yourself, and then knowing more about love. But first knowing yourself more, better.
I think Zen is very good at this.
Yeah.
I think it's a really, really powerful tool to start knowing yourself, because when you're confronted with that experience of sitting still and just observe the movement that is inside of your mind and inside of yourself, that is so powerful. I mean, that's such a powerful experience. Just the fact that you acknowledge that noise, you know. And for that, I think it's really powerful tool for that. And it's nice that you, after seeing what's inside and the noise, you got the other experience of the emotions, of the feeling, of the bhakti, basically.
Yeah, exactly, the bhakti. Yeah, the bhakti.
Because you said you read the book by Guruji and you had some feelings.
Yeah. Just tears are flowing. And only later I understand more what this says when Guruji talks about this. But I couldn't understand, but I did understand this is the way I need to go. I remember me saying to this devotee.
So like the thoughts coming in your silence, you know, like a truck hitting you. I wanted to say a lot. It hits you in the ear.
I remember I saw this picture of Guruji and I knew instantly that I was going to meet him, but I was not that enthusiastic about it. And I also remember that he suggested me, yeah, why don't you go to the ashram to see the temple, and it's a very beautiful temple, and to do some seva, or to do some seva. In the first place, I didn't know what seva was.
What is seva?
So he said, oh yeah, you're just working. You're working in the garden. You like that, right? I said, yeah, that's nice. So I wrote this email and I said, yeah, okay. Can I come for 2 weeks? It was fine. Got straight away an answer. And, but the interesting thing was, I was not that begeistert, they say in German. I was not
Bewildered.
I was not enthusiastic about it. I was actually a bit indifferent. I was like, okay, fine, well, let's do it. Oh yeah, I was
And
not
you
that.
came.
And I came.
And you never left.
I never left, only for a couple of days.
I love this story. It's a classical story in the ashram.
It's
I
a
came for
beautiful
1
story.
week and then 10 years later I'm still here.
But I have to say, it was not that easy to stay long. I also really turned to Mahalakshmi. In that time I was also like still praying for things, and now I'm a bit more, okay, go with the flow. It's everything comes as it should come. But back then I was really like, yeah, this place is amazing. I want to stay, but where to go if I cannot stay? So I was really worried also about this.
Okay, so the mind was still trying to figure out if your place is here or not.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to think about it.
Because you came with the perspective that your place is in the world, and now you are a monk living in an ashram.
Yeah.
How did this happen? Because this is a choice, no?
Yes, it's
This
a
is
choice.
something that will changing the course of your life.
Yeah.
Become a monk.
Before making this decision, so to say, or before coming here, I thought, why should I live in a spiritual community, so to say? Because we have the same issues as in the normal world.
Yes.
Or at least that was my vision. I thought, no, I better just go and live alone, somewhere in the wild, just off grid. That was like, I was very into that, off grid.
Off the grid, yeah. Tiny house.
I did this off grid, even some courses on it, how to build your own grey water system and that kind of stuff. So then I came here and I discovered, wow, it's actually very beautiful to do things together. And many things what I always wanted, it was just given here to me. For example, but this is a stupid example, I always had this longing to mow the grass.
So cool. And
he lets me mow the grass now. So
amazing.
yeah, that's
Mowing the grass.
Yeah.
Because you never
And
had this chance?
We had a very large garden, my parents, when I was a child, but my brothers were only allowed to mow the grass,
Patriarchy.
I was not angry about it, I just had this wish.
And now you're happy because you mow the grass.
But
We're
also,
simple creatures, I love it.
yeah,
I love it. I'm the same. If you let me cut wood,
yeah, it's happy.
I'm the happiest.
Yeah.
Give me an axe, let me cut wood. I'm super happy with that. So
Yeah.
now how do you feel? How much has it passed since you first came here?
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
So I came here in end of April 22.
Yeah, when I met you, you were not a brahmachari, and you became a brahmachari like a couple of months ago.
Exactly.
So do you think something changed in your life? Except the fact that
Second year.
your favorite color now is yellow, because this is all that you can wear.
It needs to become your favorite, otherwise it's
Like it
difficult,
or
no?
not, that's your color, baby. I don't know what to say.
Okay, so the question, sorry, I'm now a little bit distracted about the joke on the color. So the question is if something changed.
Yeah, what do you feel changed after you took this step?
I felt I'm coming in second gear into realizing that nothing really changes. You just go deeper and you see deeper your inability to accept yourself, or at least for me. But with that, also, you get more. I see better the possibility for other reactions. That means I see more clear. Oh, here I act in an old pattern, which is actually very destructive for my own happiness and for everybody else's. But I also see, wow, if I go to the other side, or some new situation arise which actually make me very happy and which are perfect. Do I need to give an example?
You see clearly.
Yeah, you
That's
see
what
more
you say.
clearly where I choose for the old pattern, or where I choose for new free possibilities, in which you can grow and which bring happiness.
But this happens because you have a guru.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Let's not
Exactly.
forget
Are
to
we going
mention
to?
it a little bit because
Yes, exactly.
I think this is.
It's all by His grace, seriously. It's all by His grace as He shows me this is the other opportunity. This is the other way you can go, the way of more love, the way of more unity. And there is this perfect life and these perfect decisions. He showed me.
This is the reason why we came in the first place here. I mean, why would you choose this particular place, leaving your own country, leaving your family behind to come here with some people that you don't know, that have a completely different lifestyle, and Zen Buddhism is quite different from Hinduism. I mean, the expression and everything that happens is completely different. I mean, people here are dancing, are joyous.
Yeah.
They have God with a form.
Yeah, but I have to say this connection of the Guru came very late for me. I first really met his teachings in the living form in this ashram with the people, but only later. But especially for me, that was when I read the Guru Gita, or at least reading. No, it was not. I did not read it. I listened to the audio. Oh, and then when I heard that, wow, it was so beautiful. I started to understand more, and I started to see also that this was also the divine plan for my guru.
So he's planning everything in advance. This is what you're saying?
Yeah.
This is a conspiracy. It sounds like a conspiracy.
And the most beautiful thing is he lets me discover the true depth and beauty of our relationship. Like he gives me all the time to develop that.
Dev.
Check it out, ladies.
You're on camera. What to do? Let's show the people. Show the people. Jai Gurudev. Amazing happy people for no reason. Why are people happy in this? People are happy here for no reason. Or is there a reason to that happiness?
It sounds like a rhetoric question.
No, I'm just playing with words now, but
That's also good.
it's true. He is the reason.
He is the reason.
He's the reason.
As Hanuman says also too, as Hanuman is also saying like, I live only for my Lord. I live only for my Lord. Yeah.
And you feel this inside of yourself? I mean, you feel this commitment now?
Yes. Sometimes it's more than other moments.
But this made you choose to become a monk?
Yeah, it was not a choice for me. Like, it was so clear.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. How come it's not a choice? You just knew it.
Yeah, this is the way. This is what I want. I didn't
Super
consider
nice.
it. But I have to say, before coming here, I was also in a. My life was also broken apart. How do you say that? My life really was nothing. I was ill. I was also sick in my head. I had nothing anymore. And I also really wanted to. I left everything behind, but that was all part of the plan apparently. Many things. That's also nice to say. I had this former boyfriend, the guy who from the book for Yogananda, and he. I remember that I didn't want to have sex anymore with him. I said like, yeah, I don't want to have sex anymore, and he said, yeah, you will probably not find any boyfriends or
Anymore.
husband or whatever.
I'm the only one. I'm the only one.
Who doesn't want to have sex and still want to be with you.
You will not find a partner
Yeah.
to share your life with without engaging into sexual activities.
Yes.
That was his.
That was his, and
reason.
of course that made me very sad, or at least I had to cry. But for me, that's proved to be wrong.
But you had a reason for not wanting to engage with him, or you just had this feeling that
It was a strong feeling. Any time we started to do it, so to say, it was like no. My body was like it became completely emotional. I really didn't want it, and I really didn't understand. And I remember at that moment I was also like doing a lot of psychological work. I mean, with some psychotherapists. And I said, yeah, is it normal that I don't want? I was even insecure about this decision. And she said, yeah, you know, sex is normal.
That was not the question. Is it normal that I don't want it?
So I was so insecure about my own inner feeling, but my own inner feeling is strong enough. I just follow that? And now, luckily, Guruji makes me so strong on myself that I can stand up for my own feelings. I don't care anymore. Yeah.
Because it's like you were preparing for something you didn't knew you were preparing for.
Yeah, apparently.
That's super nice.
Which was also good because I had a lot of prejudice about this path, Hinduism. Like I thought, fine that people do it, but not for me. Yeah, it's funny how it can go. Yeah, your opinion can change.
But now that you have this commitment for life, do you feel this is the path? Like, do you have any doubt? Maybe it's too soon to ask, but doubt is something that appears out of the blue. So, do you have any doubt that this is the path or not for you?
I don't have that question in my mind.
It's so good. Amazing.
And so that's the answer I can give you. And also, Guruji, he really showed me he's Lord of the universe, and the only thing I can do is surrender to his feet. And the only thing that I can do in however I feel, to remember his feet and to remember my Ishtadev. That's also what he says now. Whatever happens, don't let go of the feet of your Guru and your Ishtadev. And it's true. It's like, really, in any difficult situation, you need to remember, I am actually nothing. We are nothing, but we have been given to this life to remember. Yeah, so and then I also remember what Guruji said once, that now I need to retrieve it a second from my brain. I don't know, maybe it just escapes. I don't know. I don't remember. I can't find the words anymore.
But you have the feeling of the words. How would you describe that feeling of the words that you want to express?
Oh yeah, when you see that a thought of doubt arises in you, for example, towards something your guru does, yeah, and you see, for example, critical thoughts coming up. At that moment, what you actually should do, or what I at least try to do, is actually turn towards him and say, "Look, these are the thoughts which arise in my mind.
Mm.
Please liberate me from this. Turn towards him and be honest.
Mm.
That's actually my technique, because I have a lot of darkness in myself.
Mm.
And with a lot of things which...
We all have the shadows, yeah.
Yeah. So because of course it's not nice what I see. It's not nice. It's not that I want to go to my guru and say, look, this is my shit. And
deal with it.
no, and actually you want to run away, because I want not to show it, because it's not beautiful. I actually only want to show beautiful things to God, no?
Of course.
But it's not. But he is the only way, so the only thing I can do is turn towards him again and again. Yeah.
That's beautiful. And I think this is the way of liberating ourselves from everything that, because they will come up. I mean, we are not saints, and we are not pretending to be. And I think honesty in this aspect is the key to walk the path, walk the talk. This is one of the key elements of walking the talk, being honest in who you are, what you do, what your feelings are, what your thoughts are. Because the thing that we are allowed to be here is to be ourselves.
Yeah.
But ourselves without the constrictions of society, of the prejudice of people, because we are all striving towards the same goal. We all want to go towards God. We all want to find this inside of ourselves.
Yeah.
And you find a lot of people who do the same process like you.
Yeah.
And this,
and you also see people doing the same mistakes, so to say.
We all fuck up. We all fuck up. This is you cannot do it otherwise. Otherwise you don't learn. The lesson is in the mistake.
Exactly.
If you don't do the mistake, how would you learn?
Yeah.
That means we're all perfect, and we're not. And it's important to do it in a safe environment. And the safe environment is the ashram for you now, because you can have all the support you need.
Yeah.
Even if people don't come and literally pick you up, but you feel the whole energy keeping you up. I mean, you go to prayers, you have your relationship with your Ishtadev. Ishtadev, by the way, is personal deity that Guruji gives to every initiated devotee. What's your Ishtadev?
Sitaram.
Sitaram.
But I also understand that this is so personal that it's more like a personal thing. Like here, it's often people ask, oh, what's your Ishtadev? But what I understand is that it's not really needed always to talk about it with others, because in the end it's between you and him. That's also one of the beautiful things about this path. I think it's very personal.
Yeah.
You really have the space to create your own expression towards him, and that's so nice. That's so nice.
It is beautiful. Talking about God is beautiful. Searching God is beautiful. But at the end of the day, being ourselves and being honest is the key. For me, this is like an obsession. This is one of the reasons why I started filming, why I started posting, why I started the YouTube channel, because I can fake it in so many ways. That was my job, to fake it.
Yeah.
Fake it in a real way so people believe me, but it's still, at the end of the day, it's a role. And being an actor for so many years taught me to spot when people fake it. I'm like a lie detector. When I see a mask, I just see it. I'm like, I have a spider sense. I see masks all the time, and especially on my side. And this was like
on yourself, you mean?
Yeah, of course. But our masks are the hardest to spot, because you have a radar for others. We can spot flaws in others. We can see what's wrong in others, but in ourselves is the hardest. And that's why I love this path, and I love Guruji so much, because he puts the spot on you instantly. Whenever you try to hide, he just shines the light and you're like, trying to duck. No, I don't want to see it. I'm clean. No, I'm humble. No, don't look at me. And he's a master in this. I mean, he's going to expose you instantly. And this is my way of exposing myself, because I want to be smart and wise and have an amazing voice and look at me, who I am. But in front of this guy, this is why I don't edit, I don't cut anything. Now the sound is not working. What the fuck? Yeah, what to do? These are not working anymore, but the camera still has a good sound. And I'm not gonna redo the shot. We're not gonna refilm it because of this. Especially, it's gonna sound good. It's okay. This is really good.
Yeah, very
stuff.
authentic.
Yeah, but it's because of this quest of being honest. Just put it raw there. Who you are. Sometimes your slip occurs here and there. Sometimes you have that dirty thought. You just have to be honest with it. Just take the mask out. We're not holy. I'm not like.
Oh yeah.
And in this honesty, we can connect for real. I mean, it's not something that should be ashamed of who we are. What we should be ashamed if us not taking the steps to change.
Yeah.
Because
we miss opportunities to have this beautiful life.
But if you want to make the change, do it slowly in your own time. But caring, compassionate, and honest.
Yeah, and also you will see that still you make these old mistakes. They're not vanished.
They keep on coming back.
They keep on coming back.
The same lesson keeps on coming back.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that you don't change or.
Yeah.
The new opportunities will arise to change.
This is what I appreciated so much when I first met you. It was as we have 40 minutes almost of conversation. This is amazing. We start to get to know each other better.
Yeah.
This is what I appreciated. I saw you at one point. You were on the pathway towards the tent.
Yeah.
And you had your headphones in your ears and you were just dancing. And I was with my wife and we looked at you and I said, I like this girl. And you're doing yourself, you're taking leaves, I don't know, but you were just vibing, you were listening to some music and you were like dancing, and you're the only person in the ashram who was dancing there. In her own corner you had that moment of dancing. And I said, this is what authenticity looks like. If I feel expressing my love, my joy, I just do it. I don't have to hold it in and be like, because I'm yellow, present, and no. And this is something that I'm constantly looking and searching in myself and in others. And this is Guruji is doing this. This is what attracted me to him. I looked at him for the first time. I was seeing some videos and I said, oh my God, he's not acting the guru. He literally is who he is. I mean, he's not faking it. He can play many roles because he's a master of that. He's the best actor I saw. But at the same time, he's so authentic. I cannot see the masks as I see in humans. He has divine masks, but those are different. Those are the roles he needs to play for us to have a relationship with him. And he plays the exact and specific role for us to learn that lesson. And our relationship with him changes over time according to the progress we make inside of ourselves and how much we open up to him. That's how he opens up to us. And he's amazing in that aspect.
When he also creates this space, that's really what I felt very strongly in my body. When I came here, I really felt this is a space where I can express myself so freely. Yeah. And this is what I was searching for my whole life. I felt so much tension in my body because I couldn't do it. And then I came here and then he created this space in which you can just be yourself.
And you can feel it. You can feel it in your shoulders, for example. Yeah,
Yeah.
the shoulders are stiff, or the back is like that because of the pressure. For example, I sit like this. I have a hunchback because I closed my heart for so many years, and I was afraid to express and be vulnerable.
Yeah.
I had to wear the armor. I had to be like this
Sure,
and like
sure.
that. Boys don't cry. Blah, 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 blah. And now my body literally changed its shape, and now I'm working on opening again, opening again,
Yeah. Exactly.
because of this false identification, listening to the opinions of others. And
Yeah. Exactly.
and Guruji, this is his his trademark. Always says, "Be yourself, be yourself." And what does it mean at the end of the day? Be yourself. Who is that self? What is that self? What does it mean for you to be yourself?
My true self is my guru.
Yeah, but how does this expresses? How does it concrete? Your true self is your guru, but what does it mean?
I'll just follow his teachings. I'll fill my days fill every second with the beautiful practices and life he proposes to follow. That's for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I will become more and more my true self. I also see it. So that means during all those activities I do, this is the way. This is the way of enjoying life.
But what if people tell you, okay, but this doesn't mean that you lose yourself, your individuality, your personality dissolves if you offer yourself to something that didn't come from inside, comes from the outside. Because the teachings, everything that we got in contact with the culture, with Hinduism, came from the outside, and we are learning it. What if people tell you, but this is from the outside? What is truly in the inside? Before meeting Guruji, before having this contact with the teachings, with the path, who were you? You were not yourself. This self didn't exist.
No.
What is that?
You mean the old self? What the old self is,
No,
or the new self? Okay, look, I can't really describe it, but I just try to observe what my emotional state is. For example, in a temple, I see that I'm so happy. I'm so happy. When I'm singing Harinam, I'm so happy. And then I think, yeah, this is what I should do more. But it's not that my mind thinks, yes, often my mind thinks, no, we don't need to go to the temple. I can use the time also to do other things, to sleep. Sometimes I need sleep. But no, anytime I'm in the temple, I think, oh yes, thank you for letting me make this wise choice, because I'm happiest here, but my mind will never say that.
Yeah.
We just need to observe our emotional states, or at least that's the way for me. Observe my emotional states and look where I'm really, really most happy, and that is when I do my seva in the garden, when I'm cutting my roses, when we are singing prayers and I sing a bhajan.
So basically, this is the calling of the heart.
I guess so, but I'm not really. I don't try to think too much about it, because I see when I think too much about it, nothing really happens. When I think about, I want to do my Sri Yantra Puja. I want to do my Sri Yantra Puja. When I think about it too much, it will not happen.
But if you act upon it,
yeah, exactly.
this is a good attitude, good way of doing stuff.
It's 4, 3, 4, 5. Shall we walk to the ashram?
Yeah, we walk toward the ashram. We say hi to Hanumanji.
Yes.
Because he's
Kalima.
there, and to Kalima. We show you a little bit of the temple, and you do your other duties.
Yeah. I try not to talk about duty anymore, because duty feels so heavy.
I like duty. I'm a man. Man like duty. If I have a duty, then I'm gonna do it. It's my duty. Sounds important, and for me, it's important to have important stuff
Yeah,
to do.
It's also to have sometimes the feeling, yes, this is very important. Luckily, when I'm weeding the weeds from the garden, luckily at that moment there is not this question, how important for the world is this, or how important for my own development is this.
You're just doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
I do what I have to do. This is living in the moment. It's really zen of you. Living the moment. So we entered the garden of Skalima. This is Hanumanji. This is he actually brought me to the path.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, Hanuman.
Wow, beautiful.
He's the
Greatest devotee.
ultimate servant.
He is the ultimate servant.
Yeah, he's my role model.
But you know, he also knows all the Vedas and stuff, yeah?
He's super knowledgeable. Yeah, we have work to do. We
got
have
work
to
to do.
study. We have to do stuff. But it's not a must. It's something that you feel like
It's nice.
It's proper. Yeah, it's
It's
nice.
nice.
Yeah,
you
it
want to fill
changes
your
you.
life with it.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for being.
I feel like we just scratched the surface, and I would enjoy to do another walk and talk when time will allow, because Seva here keeps you busy.
Keeps you busy.
Keeps you busy.
I remember yesterday I had this conversation, and I was saying to someone, because somebody asked, "What are you doing in the ashram?" And I said, "Mainly, I work in the garden." And I remember telling to her, "But it's so much." And then that person said, "Everything in the ashram is so much. Sometimes too much, but."
No, it's as much as we can handle, and maybe pushing us beyond, especially you guys who live here, because it's so hard to get a hold of you guys. It's to have, Kailash has postponed this for like 3 times. Can we postpone it with another week, with another week, with
maybe
another?
That has something
It
to
was
do
his
with
free day,
priority.
No, but it's his free day, because we were putting it in his free day, and in his free day he's doing extra seva. Yeah, this is what people do.
But
So
it's
this is
also
inspiring.
nice. It's
yeah,
nice
it's inspiring.
to live here.
It's inspiring, and
You will not have that much free time, but actually that's not what you want.
It's not about free time, man. If we have free time, we do crazy shit and we waste time. But
Exactly, because then the mind thinks, "Oh, this is a good idea."
You're gonna scroll on Instagram and watch Netflix. Who knows what you're gonna do? So it's good.
Okay.
Yeah. See you.
See you guys.
Thank you for watching, and see
Bye.
you next time.
See you next time.